Alright, update time. So I'm putting this video on the end of the original video of showing the wreck of my Ascender. As you can see, it's in pieces, like a lot of pieces. There's nothing wrong with the front. Now let's start at the front. The reason I took the front wheels off, it was to dry out, where are they here? The sponges. I was doing some water crossing, some creek crossing, and when I took off the back, I noticed that there was a lot of water coming out the back, so I figured I got it all apart, I might as well do the front as well. But there's nothing wrong with the front. The only thing that was wrong with the front, like I said, was the bumper, which I had removed. Speaking of bumper, give me a second here. Oh, Grandpa's got his shoes back on. Yeah, that's Grandpa. I like to call him Grandpa. So this is the bumper, the stock Vaterra bumper. I painted the rings to, you know, make it look a little different, but that's what's wrong right there. It's broke. I was gonna replace it anyway, so I'm not too bent out of shape about it. But there it is. Moving along. The only thing that was damaged that I noticed anyways during my teardown was obviously the axle housing, which I'll show in a second. And I bent this plate. You can actually see it pretty good here. It's supposed to be flat like that. It's bent. I'm gonna leave it. I think it's gonna add some character to the truck, and a quick reminder of be careful if I'm going to attempt that hill again. I would like to attempt it again. Maybe we'll see. Probably not before the TTC that's coming up, date to be determined, and definitely not before the Recon G6, which is coming up in July. We have a date. Yes, we have a date. I believe it starts July 21st. I will have to double check that. I'll put that info in the description below. So yes, G6 coming up in July, so we got plenty of time to get the old girl back together here. Closer look at the axle housing. Now the axles were fine. I did inspect those, as you can see. There it is. I did inspect the actual axles themselves. They are fine. They're not bent or anything. It just looks like the housing snapped. I got in here, checked all the gears, and they look all fine. I just stuck them back in here, so I know where they are until we get the new housing. So, as she sits, I left the gear on the end of the... Let me show it here. Get over here. Ah. Sorry, guys. I left the... Get out of the way. I left the gear on the end of the drive shaft. Again, just so I know where it is, so I don't lose anything. Shocks are fine. Other than that, this truck took a very good beating, considering the size of this hill it came crashing down. What am I going to put on it? I think I'm just going to order another, just a stock Vaterra axle housing, sorry. Because what I'm still thinking of making this guy four-wheel steer next season. Not this season, next season. So I really don't want to put a lot of money into axle housings like beef tubes or Vanquish stuff. I know it would be a lot stronger than those. I'm still researching how to make it four-wheel steer. Yeah, see, you can tell I got some rust in there. I'll have to look into that. But if you order the stock axle housing again, it comes with another front end, So, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong here. If I got another one of these, another front axle, I should be able to put it on the back to give it that four-wheel steer. Now, I'm not 100% sure if that's the case, or I just might need to grab 2 more of these steering knuckles here, and then obviously the tie rod and etc. Then I believe the hardest part is going to be finding a way to mount a servo up in there to give it that four-wheel steer. So that might take some tinkering and engineering. But that, again, like I said, that's not going to happen until next winter is when I'll start really diving into that. Just because I want the truck to be as reliable as possible for, like I said, the G6, and there's an upcoming Tough Truck Challenge or Top Truck Challenge put on by a local hobby shop here. So other than that, guys, that's all I have to say. You saw the carnage. You saw the sort of the tear down of where she sits at the moment. Upgrades to come. I did order a light bar for the top. I figured now that the G6 has been announced, there is a night stage that I would like to participate in. So I got a light bar coming. Stay tuned for that. I will be ordering the new axle housing, and that's about it. Oh, and obviously a new bumper. And then probably a winch at some point in time in the future. Speaking of winch, son's truck, the winch is holding up. We haven't really put it to use, but it has taken the abuse from him. Don't mind the wires sticking out. I still have to officially hook it all up, but it's there. He actually had some carnage. Not really carnage, I shouldn't say carnage. A little bit of damage. While he was out with me on Easter Monday, this headlight is popping out. So I'm gonna pop it back in and give her some more shoe goo, and she should be good to go. Other than that, I do actually have another update video on this truck coming, so stay tuned for that. And like I said, Grandpa, he's got his shoes back on, and I have an announcement for him. Now, he's sort of my show truck, or shelf queen, I should say. So he doesn't really do very much. But apparently there's a vintage class race the Friday night of the G6, and I'm thinking that guy is going to make an appearance. But we'll have a video on him later. There's also an announcement I'm thinking of doing to 29, my two-wheel drive Slash. Don't mind this mess, guys. This is my temporary shop. I gotta set something up more permanent. I got him. I'm thinking of a plan for him. And out of the darkness, my son's short course truck. Let me zoom in on him. He's sitting down there. He's missing a screw on the front end, so he's sitting down there. There's trucks everywhere, guys. Anyways, I'm gonna end this video. It's kind of going on. My whole point was to do a video just on this guy, and I kind of got all off track. So anyways, take care, guys, and have a great day.